NCRP Productions presents Fantasy Flight's Star Wars RPG, Season 2, Episode 16.
Hello, and welcome to the table in a galaxy far, far away. I'll be your DM tonight, DM David. Today, we are going to be playing Fantasy Flight games, Star Wars. It's 3 collections, which are Age of Rebellion, Edge of Empire, and Force and Destiny as one complete game. Let's start off by meeting our players. Let's start from my left.
Hello everybody, this is Josh. I am playing Locke, the Iridonian Zabrak bounty hunter gadgeteer.
Hey, this is Barry. I am running Grist, your Squib Shadow Sentinel.
And this is Ty playing Victus, the mystic Makashi Duelist.
I'm Jessica, and I'll be playing Jimothy, the Jawa Demolitionist.
Excellent. How we always start all of our sessions, I'm going to ask my team to please roll that white D4 dice, the D12, and tell me what we have so we can figure out what our destiny points are this week.
2 dark side.
Yes.
Oh, no.
2 light.
No.
1 dark.
Ah, yes. Come on.
And
Jimmy.
I got 1 dark.
Yes.
Damn it.
Thank you.
Right.
Barry's
are
holding
really-
back
We're
the
not-
tide of darkness.
Yeah,
from
we're not
sweeping
doing
over us.
well at all. Since we've landed on this planet, we have not done well.
Yeah, this
the
planet
last-
is influencing us.
This is 3 weeks into the dark side, guys. I don't know what you're talking about. This is the best. So, when we last left our daring team, our crew, you had met up and decided to go into the Galaxy Edge Casino, the Galaxy Inn Casino. You're on the hunt for Pulsar, this notorious thieves group. You know from what you've understood from hacking the data pads you found.
You know.
It's breaking apart in the digital way. You found some information, kind of what the plans are and what's going on. You found that the Ikitochi, Alvarez Zol, would be in the arena and would cause a distraction. That the Claudite Krisan Deck had one of 3 personalities they could be presenting as, and that their goal was to find and locate key figures, and that the Wigwe Dagron Rux would be trying to find the vault to break into. You do know that there was the message at the end that after you decoded all these, that there was another person involved in this plot, that there was a bigger plan, and that this person involved the Hutt Zebo, the uncle to Vana Baba.
I thought he was the cousin.
Uncle. Did
I
I
have
write?
cousin.
Oh, I apologize.
Zebo is cousin to Vana Baba.
Yes. Thank you. My notes are wrong. Cousin Zebo. He is a darker-sided individual, known to be a lot harsher, crueler. He's pretty much, quote-unquote, the Godfather.
The Hutt father.
The God Slug.
The God Slug. We can't use those. They don't identify as a mafia, guys. It's not appropriate.
How about slug father?
Yes.
There you go.
As your team entered, you came up with a series of plans, which essentially was Victus is going to enter the fight in this arena, hopefully meet the Ikitochi, and engage him in combat, and apprehend him or kill him. While that was going on, Locke and Grist were going to look around for Deck and see where they may be and who they may be hiding as. And, well, Jimothy was under the influence of narcotics, stumbled into the kitchen.
Do I still have that setback die on me?
This will be finishing up now as you're kind of sobering up into
Okay.
this. And as we finally ended, as things were rising to a climax, Victus engaged in combat with the Ikitochi and was stopped by a mysterious dark figure, a lightsaber drawn. But that's not where we'll be starting this. Grist, before we ended our last session, you stated that you were going around the area and you were picking up scents.
Yes,
He's on the trail.
I am.
You
I'm on the hunt.
It's nose
On
to the
the
ground.
hunt.
Yeah.
All right.
However, I specifically have written here in my notes that I go to guard Neum and smell for my scent, and I actually succeed and find it.
Yes.
I call to Neum to follow me.
Yep. So as you kind of pick up this scent, the crowd is mostly gathered around the arena. It's very loud. People are cheering. This is getting intense.
I can barely communicate, says that in my
Yep.
notes too.
It's hard to hear each other. What you smell your familiar scent, but you also smell something else.
And when we say smell, we're air quoting it. It's force, right? I'm not really smelling it.
This is a mixture.
Okay.
Because you do have your must that you've been tracing.
You're like force enhancing your.
But you
natural
also
ability.
you're getting an instinctual, like animal instinct, that the prey you're hunting is somewhere near you. very close, within short distance. As you look around, the final scent that gives it away is the smell of blood. That metallic smell. And you remember the only thing that could have happened is if someone must have been with you.
So are we all separated right now?
Grist
Pretty
left
much.
you. Pretty much, yeah. Grist left you to go search.
Like,
where
I thought me and Jimothy were together, but then I left to go with Grist or something. Like, does that sound familiar to you?
Yeah, I thought you had.
left to go with Grist. You guys were watching Victus engage in combat.
Jimothy left to go to
and
the
Jimothy
kitchen.
left to go to
Yep.
the kitchen to find the
Martini.
Claudite. Or not Claudite. yes. God, it carried over.
It's still funny.
It is.
so
it is.
How has that not gotten old?
Josh wins game night.
If we ever make T-shirts, this is clearly going to be like
right.
A little drunk Jawa with martini glasses. Yeah.
like one detonator, one martini.
Oh yeah.
Let's get that on the books.
So-
Oh God! And the ice cube in the glass is the Death Star round ice cube that everyone always has.
Perfect.
It could work. So you're smelling this blood, and you're smelling this scent, your familiar scent. As you look around you, at first it's just a wave of clothes and bodies. It's a wave of this, but then you see something, and you kind of notice, you hear that little like shuffling, like someone's legs have been hurt, like they can't put their full weight. And the thing that you see kind of passing by you is like you're looking forward, it passes by you to your right. You see a small draw, the little cane wobbling past you.
And I can identify that is where the scents are coming from.
That's where your scents are coming from.
Now, do I remember, was the Claudite supposed to be able to appear as a draw?
Yes, this is one of their identifications, is that they could have
the
been a
draw
draw
info client.
So I am going to be hot on the trail, and since it's impossible for me to communicate because the noise is so high, I'm just going to squawk my radio 3 times.
Everyone who is trying to hear out, give me a perception check. This will be a difficulty 2, but this will have 3 setback dice.
Those are blacks, right?
Yeah, those are the black dice. So 2 purple dice, and then 3 black dice. Essentially, your communications are having their own issues, and then 2 the setbacks are for the sound, the distance. You guys are being jostled. Some of you are in noisier areas. Some of you are engaged in more
That was
life or
very
death.
straining listening to that. Oh God.
As you think something kicks on, you don't quite hear it. You're hearing like.
Or is it potentially the nerves that something's going on and he's
Yeah.
now a little panicked, like,
'Cause you
where is it
look
coming
left,
from? What's
look.
going on?
Yeah, look, you look around, your team's gone.
I'm not knowing he won't hear it. I'll just say like, Grist, what's going on back there?
Do
Where
I
are
hear
you?
that?
Give me this one. You can add.
I
Take
had
away one.
I
of
had
those
1
black
hit and
rolls.
4 threat on my roll. So that's why I said it was very stressful
Yeah.
to try to.
'Cause-
1 hit and 4 threat.
Well, because you're about to watch maybe Victus die.
And what am I rolling? What is the
What?
operative skill?
This would be a perception.
Perception.
What the
okay.
deuce?
What?
Is this an open comm? So would I
Yeah.
get this too? Okay.
Yeah, everyone who has their comp piece.
I got 1 success and 1 threat.
Right.
Okay,
you
just pass out.
Yeah.
You can't.
You push
do
yourself.
everything. Yeah.
So I have 1 success,
Good way of looking
1
at it.
threat, 1 strain.
Beautiful. So what happens is Grist starts tapping in to try to get you guys to listen. Locke finally realizes that his team's not around, begins calling out like, what's going on. This is kind of sobering. As you're in the kitchen, looking around, Jimothy, you're hearing the which you're like, oh, ow, like, ow, this hurts. And you like, rub your ear real fast, and then you hear Locke go like, hey, what's going on? Like, what's happening? You can hear the panic begin to kick in. You realize none of your team's around you. So we'll put a pause right there. We'll go to Grist. Grist, what's going on?
Well, so at this point, since I know that he's calling for me, I'm assuming that with that roll, I
Yeah.
can actually hear
Yep.
him calling me.
Yep.
All right. So I'm gonna holler in, Locke. So I'm over by the 2 Gans. One of them's got a pink thing and one of them's got a blue thing, and on the bar.
Oh, I should know what that is.
I'm pretty sure I've got the Claudite.
Yep. Ooh.
Oh shit.
Yeah. This will be a perception check, Locke, real fast. This is going to be a 2 difficulty with a blue, because Grist is pointing out. Actually, 2 blues. 1 for his current description and 2 for the location of the bar. You know where this is at.
Yes. All right. So we got that time a 2 successes and advantage and 2 more strain.
There's a Deveroni to the side.
Two successes, two
Two
strength.
successes and advantage.
So you see Grist like talking as you look to the bar. It kind of like blurs around, but you see your little friend like quickly into his ear talking like, "Hey, this is what's going on." And then you can see who he's like. You can see him like pointing at something like, "Hey, it's going there."
Well, I'm not going to be blatant. I'm going to be
Gotcha.
fairly, hopefully, hidden.
Oh,
You know, I mean, so the thing is, he comes off goofy sometimes, but he is.
Yeah.
He
Hiding
is
in plain
stealth
sight
is the
makes
big
sense
thing for me.
because he's disarming
So-
people by
Yep.
not being a big threat.
I love it. As soon as you lock eyes with Locke, you signal stealthily,
And I point ahead.
and you see a little draw kind of making their way. They've passed you a little bit now. They're still in short range. They're no longer engaged. But they're passing the bar and heading what looks like into like a corridor. Like
So
they're
what do I
trying to,
do? Do I take him out now?
Hold your position. I'm on my way.
Where the hell's Neum?
You can see Neum is nowhere to be seen. He
And
seems
from
to-
my vantage point, I have no
Yeah.
chance of seeing him.
he's no longer overseeing.
Locke, you got to
the
find
arena.
Neum before he gets in trouble again. The only way I can see around here is I got to get up on the bar, and that's going to not be really inconspicuous.
So yeah, I mean, I will. I mean, this is a very crowded area. I don't know that I would be able to just see him. Like, what was the last thing you told us? What was? I mean, out of character.
I don't remember what the
Refresh
last
my
thing.
memory. What was our arrangement with Neum?
So the arrangement with the Black Sun that you.
No,
were
I mean,
with-
I know we're
yeah,
protecting
yeah.
Neum. I'm just saying what.
Oh,
When we parted ways with Neum last, what was?
to apprehend them so that they may be brought in for justice.
But were we supposed to call him when we found them?
That was the plan. Neum, essentially has been very dominant recently in like wanting to take action over this. As much as you guys have been trying to keep him safe, he seems to be throwing himself into it, either without disregard or care, or like with almost a sense of naivete.
All right. So Locke's a little frustrated. We're all split up. It's a dangerous situation.
Look,
We're,
I'm following at this point. He's over by the Ishi Tib in the ridiculous zebra suit.
Worried Grist is going to do something rash.
Are you going to stealthily follow?
Yes, I'm going to stealthily follow us until I get told what to do.
This is a 3 difficulty with 1 red adversary dice.
So 3 plus the red, 3 including
purple,
the red.
3 purple, and 1 red.
3 and the red. Got it. Okay. Stealth.
And like, frankly, this is our only lead right now, right? I mean, other
Yep.
than
This is the only thing where we
Victus.
actually have a connection.
so, Locke will sort of like frantically look around for Jimothy or Neum, and failing not seeing them, will sort of take like a long look at Victus' situation as he's heading towards Grist, kind of like worriedly hoping that Victus has everything under control in there.
2 successes.
Ooh, beautiful. Yeah, so you were following.
I'm
It's-
currently moving past the Duros in the blue. One of them's got a green earring of some sort. Are you following me?
On my way.
All right.
Stick to him.
As you are chasing the Claudite out into the side alleys or the side corridors, Jimothy, you were in the kitchen. You kind of sobered up finally. You heard this kick off. What's going on? Tell me about it. What does it look like?
Well, while I was high, for lack of a better word, I
We know what
thought
you were.
that,
We know what you were.
for some reason, I had a very intense urge to find the vault. But now that I've sobered up and I'm hearing all of this chatter, I'm torn. Should I go to the vault still? Because it seemed like a good idea at the time. Or should I try and help my friends track down their marks? Can I try and contact them on the comms?
You can totally
See.
try the same thing. You know that it sounds like from what you're hearing as Grist has been talking to Locke as this starts to pick up, you start to hear him describe what he's been describing. You can, but you're going to be overriding each other just like the radio. So
Okay.
you can still do it. You can cut in between each other. It's story-wise it works.
No, I won't. I don't want to interrupt anything. You know what? I'm committed. I guess I will continue my search and see what happens.
Oh, okay. You're trying to find this.
I'm trying to find the
Rex.
vault. Yeah.
Oh, you're trying to find the vault, not the guy looking for the vault.
Well, I figure he's going to be at the vault.
forgot.
That's true. That's a fair. I mean, that's a very fair assumption.
Like Jimothy
Yeah,
just
totally.
comes out with all the credits, and he's
Right.
like,
All right.
I was the inside man.
Guys, it was me. I was the actual 5th person.
Right. I was the second gunman on the grassy knoll.
All right, give me. I'm going to say this would be Underworld. You're trying to figure out where someone, if you were to be a crime syndicate bank for the world's collection, the galaxy's collection of syndicates, their main banking source. You got to think about how and where you would put it to make it most safe.
I have absolutely no ranks in Underworld for the knowledge.
Is
so
there
can I
a
do
skill that you think could be comparable? If I'm willing to articulate, if you can give me a good articulation.
Well, what I was hoping is that trying to find a computer and then slicing in there to get a layout of the place.
Okay,
kind of figure
that's
out
a
where
little
things
bit different.
are.
So would you like to change it to I'd rather find a computer than just try to guess where I think this place would be?
Yeah.
Totally. All right, yeah. I mean, this is Star Wars. There's computers everywhere.
I figured as much.
All right, so you're going to go try to find a control panel and hopefully not be harassed as being a Jawa, touching things. All right. As essentially as you're running through the kitchen, you're sobering up. People are kind of pushing around you. Like, hey, get out of here. Move. You kind of make your way through the section, because kitchens always have multiple entrances and exits. You're entering into the staff area. And there's definitely, you can see employee of the hour as it constantly keeps shifting.
Oh, gosh.
And, there's different people going left and right. There's protocol droids rushing off to different areas. You can hear kind of this constant murmur of just life in the galactic universe during a busy time. But yeah, there's a simple control panel of basic, hey, something small is probably not going to be super informational, but it's something that could work.
Okay.
All right. Well, give me a computers check.
All right, what's the difficulty?
You were trying to enter into this, and you were trying to find confidential information. Mm-hmm. I'm going to say this is a 2 purple, 1 red, because there is a security. There's a counter slicer that you are going against. And I'm going to add a black, because essentially you have no idea what type of passwords these people use, what's going on, so it's just kind of not the best system to be working with.
All right. Oh, I got a triumph.
Ooh.
Yes.
Excellent.
Triumph, and my failures cancel. I did take another 3 strain, though.
Ooh, okay.
So, yeah, it was pretty stressful.
Okay.
Yeah, this whole situation is very stressful.
Yes.
Yeah, it's as the ever impeding severity of what's truly happening presses upon you. Okay, yeah, as you're hacking away, clicking away, you've been around way more computers. The slice, you can see a pop-up begin to pop up and counter, and you're like, nah, I'm just gonna move this to a side, give it a distraction. Yeah, you get a layout of this area. You can have an idea where the vault is, but you don't see what connects it. The triumph, though, is as you're kind of looking, you hear something around you as you're typing into your computer information. You hear, yeah, come and hang out with me, guys. I know exactly where we should go for this. I heard they're going to take the money down any second now.
I think I found my mark.
So that is what you hear. What are you going to do?
Do I see this person or people?
As you look around, you see a group of well-dressed individuals, and then of various species, a mixture of humans, some Twi'leks who are representative of Hutts, the masked figures of the Pike. All of them seem to be fairly armed. Nothing, that you would immediately see. You see the blasters, of course. Some of them have vibro rapiers, vibro daggers. But you see there's multiple security guards as well. And one of them seems to be a Weegway, who seems to be yes, this way, people, let's go.
And I know that Dagron Rux was the Weegway that was supposed to secure the entrance to the vault. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'm going to follow at a respectable distance, because I'm not a very stealthy person.
Okay. Are you going to try to hide at all, or try to disguise yourself? You're not the stealthiest. But
I'm not the stealthiest, no. Can I grab a dish towel or something from the kitchen, like a waiter would have, and just drape it over my arm?
As you run back and kind of chase after him?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll allow it. I am going to give you a stealth check, though, because you're trying to lie about your identity.
Yes.
But I will give you a blue dice for that as well.
Okay.
And as how much distance are you keeping? One corner, so when they take a right, you wait at the corner until they make the next turn.
Yeah.
Then I would give you another blue for a safe distance search.
Okay. And what's the difficulty?
Difficulty for this individual, this would be a 3 purple difficulty.
3 purple. Well, here goes nothing. Uh-oh. Yeah, that would be 1 failure.
Oh, no.
Yeah, this is gonna
Jimothy,
go.
no.
No, I failed.
Yes.
I failed. But I got a couple advantage, so...
Okay. Hey, the advantage, can heal strain.
Yep, that's the plan.
All right. So, how does this failure look? You tell me what this sounds like to Jimothy.
All
How
right.
this looks to everyone.
All right, he's walking down the hallway, following the marks. They round the corner. He goes up to the corner, and as he's going around, he trips over his robe and face plants in the hallway.
Did you have any glassware with you or just the rag?
I just had the rag.
Yeah. Essentially, like, one of the security stops and turns. Like, people kind of turn. The group looks at you. The higher individual, the people who are clearly supposed to be from the syndicate, just kind of dismissive. The security is just, what are you doing here? Get out! This hallway is supposed to be cleared from any staff members. Who are you? As one of them begins to approach you.
I start babbling away in Jawa. He's like, getting really angry, and I stomp off, or at least attempt to stomp off in high dudgeon with, what I think is how a server would look, like a butler or something.
Okay, let me get my security here. See if he can call your bluff. Well, what is your skill level in deception?
Oh gosh.
Skill and point value. So what would you be your dice? That's gonna be his.
Oh, what would my dice be?
Yeah.
Would be 3 green.
Okay, so he has 3 purple. All right, let's see what this guy can see. He doesn't succeed, but he doesn't do well. He pretty much like chases you. It's like you storm off. He's like, hey, get back here, you little. He's got kind of like stops and like looks back. He's like, I'll catch up with you, and like takes off. You are able to lose him, but he chases you longer than you were hoping for.
Rats.
All while this is going on, Victus is in the arena. His vibro blade, his vibro spear, buzzing against the red lightsaber glow in front of him. Mm-hmm. The black armored figure, that mask lit up by his saber, your reflection coming off it. What are you doing, Victus?
So is it my turn? Can I act?
It's your act. Is last he left off. Yeah.
Perfect. All right. So I actually had something planned at the end of last session, and so I would like to flip one of those destiny points right now.
Ooh, excellent.
And if it's allowed, right? If you're cool with it, I would like to force pull the other lightsaber off of his hip because he had to.
Oh, I love it. Okay. So you're gonna pull his left saber out.
Yeah, because he only had one drawn.
Give me a force roll.
Okay.
I just want to know how you're pulling. Because
Yep.
I accept this is gonna happen. I just want to see where
the destiny point has been spent.
Yes.
It has been considered legitimate. Oh, they were so close. 1 dark side point.
1 dark
I'll
side.
take the strain. They'll take the 2 strain for that.
Okay.
And this is coming from fear, is what this is. Obviously,
Okay.
this is by far the most terrifying thing. I think I know what this is, as far as my backstory goes. Like, I think I recognize this armor and this style, and I know to be afraid of it.
All right. So you pull this saber. It pulls into your hand. What does this look like? Describe this to me.
Okay, so last we left off, we'll just call him, what was his name? It was Fear.
Albert?
Wrath.
Wrath. It wasn't Fear, it was Wrath. So Wrath came in, killed the guy.
No, he's choking him. This Ikitochi is actively being.
Oh, still being choked.
He is gurgling.
I thought he had been choked, then let go.
No.
But so he's currently in the air.
He is currently.
Okay.
No, he's kneeling, being choked.
Oh.
He forced them to kneel and is choking.
I see.
You were caught in trying to just hide from this man.
Right, and then this man, so I got slashed by the Ikitochi, and this Wrath showed up. I smoke bomb,
Yep.
and I went around a nearby tree. I stimpacked myself while catching my breath, and then he was like hunting for me.
Yep.
And then I came around the corner, did a force push into him to push him away, and it pushed away the smoke.
Yep.
And then he approached, and as he was approaching, boom, I sent out my left hand because my right is holding my vibro spear, and I pull off the other lightsaber, which he doesn't have drawn. Which I am familiar with what a lightsaber is. I might have never actually earned my own, but at least I am familiar with how they operate.
Yep.
So I grab it. and I turn it on, and then I hold it in my Makashi stance, which is one hand, my offhand blade pointed forward in line with my arm.
As it pulls over, you can see the hilt falls into your hand. You feel raw power. This is a strong weapon. It is a metallic cylinder. You can see, because every lightsaber is unique to the user, this one you can actually see. At first you were like, oh, it must have been handled or like grooved to hold into the hand well, and then you realize it's been cinched. He's been clenching it so hard it's been crushing the cylinder.
Oh my god, that's terrifying.
It's burned at the frayed tops as though it's been like over sparking.
Oh wow.
And when you ignite it, when you flick on the switch, it burst out. Like most of them are slow. This is
right.
Comes, and it is a vibrant red. You hear that.
And does the energy itself look unstable,
Yeah.
kind of like Kylo Ren's blade, where it's like unstable?
Not quite there. The beam looks thicker.
Okay.
Not thin, but thicker. But you
getcha.
can feel heat coming from the blade, as though maybe it might ignite.
Oh, interesting. Got it. Okay. So I suppose that's my action. I would imagine so, at least.
So you pulled it towards you as you kind of like pushed back, as your blades were locked, and he pushes back. You don't. It's hard to read his expression. 'Cause
Right, he's
again,
got a mask on.
He's got that mask on, but he like straightens up. You see like for a second that like hissing coming from his mask,
Uh-oh.
and then his chest kind of like. Interesting, Chosen. Do you know darkness calls for you now?
All right, let me think about that. Oh my god, I know it's in the moment. I don't have time to think.
As he begins to like, as fighters do, begins to like circle you to the right. Like,
Yeah,
wolves
Victus is hesitating, right? He doesn't know what that means. I mean, I'm not going to say that like I actually took that pause and then come up with a really cool saying. Like I hesitated, Victus hesitated, and I'm just like I mimic him and do that walk, but mine's a lot less sure. Like it's a lot quicker. Like he takes 2 steps calmly, I take 3 rapidly, kind of thing.
As you're doing that, he does continue his conversation as something goes on as you're pacing each other.
What are you talking about? That's what I'll say. What are you talking about aggressively like that?
You bear a special ability. And darkness chooses those to elevate to supremacy. Show me if you are worthy of it.
I don't get your games. I've played enough of these mind games in training, and I know your tactics. I know this is nothing but more misconceptions and lies, and you will not have me fooled.
You see him kind of like stop for a second, and then
I can't Victus has no idea what he's talking about, so I think his mindset is just denial. Like this isn't like you don't know what you're talking about.
Gotcha. Let me see. I have to make him make a roll.
Right. That's not true. It's impossible.
All right. He has a difficulty.
You know, by the end of this, we're going to quote the entirety of all the movies.
Oh, I'm sure.
How many purples does he need?
He needs 4.
The more the merrier.
Can I? Sorry, I dropped your purple somewhere. I accept. Thank you.
Well, that should be a failure automatically. If you drop it.
DM failed this. That goes there.
Oh, that was funny.
This goes
And you
here.
lost it, Barry.
Ooh, okay. So he sits there for a moment. The inexperienced always act confused. A telltale sign of the weak-willed, the weak-minded, and the incapable. You can feel his body begin to like tense up. You feel that energy begin to collect as though like a creature is about to pounce. Stop your needless squabbling and prove yourself, warrior. Chosen.
All right.
As he switches from a forward blade stance to a rear, he flips the saber backwards and has it behind him.
I'll take the bait. I go in.
All right. All right, so you're going to attack him?
Yep.
All
Yeah,
right.
he's pissed me off.
Dig it.
And I used the Black Force die earlier.
Right. So you're in it.
I'm
I see it.
emotionally unstable.
Yep, I see it.
For the sake of this is going to be a contested combat fight.
Yeah, I figure that probably works for lightsabers.
Yep. So you're going to be facing
Let me red.
2 red,
Okay.
2 purple.
Okay.
That is your difficulty. You can do this.
May the force be with you.
You do have a lightsaber now. Remember that.
I do.
It's the beauty of it.
Oh, yeah. And because of my duelist training, I add 1 blue on a one-on-one fight. So
Yes.
this is part of my Makashi training. Yeah, Makashi. Okay, perfect. Let's see it. No whammies.
Oh, the Makashi training paid off.
Oh.
Oh,
no.
yeah,
Oh,
good.
no, we're good. We're good. Yep, 2 successes.
Ooh. Ooh.
Wow, that was close. Everything else was a wipe, but 2
I
successes.
wish Locke was there to see that. Damn Grist. Making me miss the highlights. I mean, I just hear the crowd roar, and I'm like, God, as soon as I go to the bathroom, every time.
You're like looking and seeing like Grist like in trouble, and you look back to the thing, you're like,
How's he doing?
Don't rub it in.
All right.
Should I get
So-
the stats on this, or are you going to handle the stats and the damage and stuff?
I
and
will
its
handle the
ability?
stats. So tell
Okay.
me, because you don't know the lightsabers. do
I
you?
don't. I don't have it
Not
written
a
down.
problem. Not a problem. Let me pull those.
I can
up.
get it if you wanted, but
No, not a problem. His damage, lightsaber's damage is damage 8, critical 2, breach 1, sunder. Because you are not in tune with this saber,
no.
you do not get some of its other special fun effects going.
Right. I did do 2 successes though, so at least 1
did.
extra damage.
Yep. However,
Uh-oh.
as you charge forward, so before damage is done and soak is initiated, tell me how this swing looks.
So it is a kind of a wild what's the word? Haymaker of a swing. Like, once again, very unfamiliar with this blade. If I ever trained with one, it was nothing but a training saber, and it was a decade ago at this point. So on top of that, I'm also not attuned to this blade, so it's using my offhand really far back over my right shoulder, like swinging heavily with it.
Because it's a lightsaber. If you just hit, that's all you got to do.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
It's heavier than
do
I
you wanna
thought.
Use berries?
It's heavier than I thought.
Well, it's weirder to wield than you're used to.
I'm quite the Mandalorian. Oh my god.
There's a reason for this.
I know there's a reason. I don't think you're making anything up, but it still scares me.
Oh, it should.
There's a lot of yellow dice over there.
There is.
And blue dice. If he attacks back, he's contested against my lightsaber roll, just saying.
Okay. What is your lightsaber roll?
Mine is 3 yellow and 1 green.
3.
So it'd be 3 red and 1 purple for him.
Oh, then can I get another red?
Yeah.
Because he is
3
performing
yellows?
the parry action.
That's where I put all my points into. Yeah.
Well,
It's the duelist stuff?
He is.
Yeah.
He is
That
performing.
my whole character was built around lightsaber fights. So
Awesome.
that's I know I haven't had a
Love it.
lightsaber till now, so it hasn't really come into play.
Sorry, no, he's doing a parry, so he's not he's not attacking.
Okay,
he's
cool.
parrying,
Cool.
which is a different. He performs a basic combat check. He suffers strain, and then he can reduce the damage
By the successes.
by the successes.
Got it.
So he reduces by 4 successes.
Okay.
Plus his soak. So your weapon was 8. So essentially what this looks like is you charge and swing in. He quickly throws his right arm up with the blade, catches it, spins it. As it kind of crosses against his face, you think it's going to connect. Boom, he pushes it off and pulls his blade back behind him quickly.
Mm-hmm.
I
Okay.
see you have training chosen. Excellently performed.
Shut up!
You could be more.
I said quiet! As I'm just wildly swinging at him.
Let's see. Let me see. I need to see if he can make his save again as it increases.
So what's the rules with parrying?
Parrying is when you perform a parry action. So when the subject is hit by a melee, brawl, or lightsaber combat check, after damage is calculated but before soak is applied, perform a combat check. The character may take a parry incidental. They suffer 3 strain. This is just the basic parry. And reduces the damage dealt by the hit of a number equal to their ranks in parry. The talent may also be used once per hit when the character is wielding a lightsaber or melee weapon.
Interesting.
He, however, has much higher than that.
Right.
All right. I have the damage down that he did receive.
This is against me?
Nope, this is him. I've given this character a penalty
Oh, I see.
as part of his character lore.
How generous.
How generous.
He is a benevolent god.
Yeah. Essentially, so as he blocks, and you're like, no, shut up!
Shut up!
You see him kind of sit there as he pulls his blade forward. You can see his arm begin to vibrate and shake as he moves from a standing to almost a hunch, as you hear. coming from his rebreather as he's panting. It seems to be in his body. You can feel you can kind of see the dirt shaking under his feet.
Does it look like his body's like locked?
It looks like he's straining against himself.
Okay.
You get another action.
Oh, wonderful. So, yeah, he's sitting there taunting me, and I am just yelling, angry, whatever Star Wars slurs would be at him.
You're not talking back, though. You're getting rattled and you're getting
I
frustrated.
am rattled. Yeah. No, I have lost my composure that Victus tries to pride himself on. And as of the past few months with you guys has slowly been eroding.
Nice.
Okay, so total of 2 success, 1 threat. So another damage +1.
He would be unable to parry this.
Why is that? Because of the status he's under?
Because of the status he is under.
Got it.
So you will hit his soak 8 damage. Where were you aiming with your...
So once again, this is just wildly slashing about. I'm not taking the time to try to, I don't know, go for the neck or something.
Gotcha.
Probably the chest.
Gotcha. As it catches against him, you can feel the armor kind of begin to resist it. As you slash and gets it, it leaves that scorch mark across it. There's now that glowing red heat across his chest. He kind of staggers a second. You need to fight for survival! You let this happen! As this breathing's coming, they died for this. You'll die for this. Darkness, you were born, and darkness will take you back. As he will begin his action, he's going to perform a force power.
Oh, weird.
Dun, dun, dun. Oh, dear. As he's doing this, as you struck against him and you begin to jump back, you can see he begins to you feel it. You feel this coalescence of wind and air kind of pull around you like a vacuum is being created. And as he begins to roar, this energy kicks out from him. The attack hits. Short range base damage equal to his willpower. So you will take 4 damage. You will...
Does this ignore my soak?
This does not.
Okay.
What does happen, though, it hits for 4 damage base, but as the force, I'm going to flip one of my black dice, destiny points. So you guys are up to 2. I'm down to 4 now. He increases his damage by 2, so it's a total of 6, and you become ensnared. You are immobilized for 1 round. As essentially the force knocks you against something, you feel your body kind of get the wind knocked out of it.
So did he force hold me, or is he choking me?
He forced unleashed. So he was...
Is this the lightning then?
No, this is the ability is called Force Protect Unleash/Unleash. It allows Force users to either allow blaster bolts or energy weapons to be deflected. It's essentially, if you've seen the newer episodes, or the newer episodes where they catch the lightsaber, that's Protect. Unleash is them just creating kind of their own aura, their own ki blast out. It's essentially just their killing intent, knocking people around. So you get knocked back and you're kind of just stunned by his overwhelming presence. Your soak does count, so it should be a total of 6 damage.
Perfect. I only take 2 of it then.
Perfect. As you're stunned this turn, what are you going to try to do?
So I can't move, correct?
You cannot move.
But I can do an action?
Yeah, essentially you have the ability to do something. You can
Right. I'm not stunned, I'm immobile.
Yes.
Cool. So he's sitting there force energy, me against something.
It's essentially he's just holding you. He's just screaming, and his roar is keeping you locked down.
There was a tree earlier that I hid behind, and the original target sliced through the tree, cut me, and the tree fell over.
Yeah.
I would like to force move that tree into the back
around
of
him?
Wrath.
Okay.
And hit him with it. So my force move has all the way up to strength 3, so I can pick things up to size silhouette 3.
Silhouette range 4. Yep.
Yep. And I don't know what the size of the tree would be. I don't know if it's 2 or 3.
This would be a 2.
A 2. I do have the control ×1, which allows me to throw objects.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to make a ranged attack. So I have the control upgrade, which the force user may hurl objects to damage their targets. They make a ranged combat check, combined with a move power check, dealing damage equal to 10 times the silhouette. So it'd be 20 damage because the tree is a silhouette of 2. So I have to make a ranged combat check and a move power check.
Okay.
I do not know what that means.
So you are using your move power, so you need to activate your force.
Okay, got it. That
And
makes
then
sense.
you are going to make a base attack, just like a ranged. You are in the essentially short range. You are, because you did, I'm going to say you jumped back. You're not always
Okay,
staying right.
I wasn't sure if his power pushed me back or not.
I would imagine when you sliced, you kind of reposition. Unless
Okay.
you wanted to keep pressing the advantage.
No.
Then that would be, yeah.
So, for the record, I just did 2 white.
Oh, beautiful.
So, I think now, I'm letting the force die kind of dictate
Yeah.
my emotions. I like to leave it up to chance like that. So, he pushed me back. I see I've caused him damage. He's having some sort of problem, unable to move his body, and he's immobilized me for a moment, like holding me down on the spot. And I take this moment, and I as like he's yelling and like the pebbles are like rattling on the ground around me, I stick out my other hand and grab the tree that's behind him and I pull it towards myself, which brings it towards him, of course, because it's behind him, I imagine.
Yep.
So now I need to make a ranged attack. So
Yeah.
you said it's 2 purple because it's short range? Or
It should be 2 purple because it's short range. I'm going to say because he's technically an adversary, it should be 2 red. Because you're technically doing it against him. If it was just a general ability, because his is attacking the area. He's not like when he unleashed, he didn't attack you. He attacked he let go of his power and it strikes anyone within a short range.
Right, but like when you make a normal ranged attack in this game, you don't ever roll against their stats. You always just roll against the purple die it requires to hit them at that range.
Or if they have armor, which he does. So I would say your normal purple, and then you would add the 1 black for armor he has.
So he has 1 defense.
Yeah, he has 1.
Because I'm only rolling 2 green because that's
Yeah,
all.
yeah.
I don't have any points in ranged, light, or heavy.
Gotcha. No, that sounds fair, and I can
Okay.
accept it. If you're okay with that, I'm okay with that.
Okay. Yep. We'll see.
That makes sense to me.
I need to put some points. I don't know. I guess range heavy if it's a tree, right?
No, it's range light because you can lift rancors. Everything's light.
Yeah.
No, unfortunately, no. So 1 failure, 1 threat. So all that dramatic build up.
Well, describe. No, like I'll say it hit, but like, how do you think this looks? So, like, if this comes crashing again behind him, right? Because you're like pulling it towards it from behind it.
Correct.
I'm gonna imagine it hit. It snapped in half. You hear that loud like.
Right. It was
as
a
it,
rotten
like,
tree.
As wood splinters and like it pushes around you, you see him still standing there. So he seems unaffected.
I like that. That works.
As that crashes against it. Back up top with Locke and Grist. You guys are following through the corridor. This draw. What are you guys doing? What's the plan here?
I'm hoping that eventually Locke is going to see me. I can identify that he sees me. We're going to come up with a decision. So what you thinking? I'm now moving towards the Rhodian that's dressed in the yellow dress. And there's
I would
God,
say you
have
caught
you ever
up
been
to
this
your-
close to a core? And they stink.
Don't give yourself away.
I'm good. I'm just talking into this thing.
They can't hear me.
It's so loud here I can barely hear you.
Yeah, that's true. Is it
Any
better
word
where
from
they're at?
Jimothy?
Yeah, I would say by this point, Grist, you're in the corridor with the draw. The draw is kind of a good pace away from you now because you kind of had to push through all of those
Okay,
people.
now I'm in the corridor. It's a
and
little quieter in
Locke,
here.
you're just coming through the open archway.
So I do want to try to hail Niam Rika if he gave us any kind of comm channel or anything. Like, I don't know if we can like invite him to a conference call or like.
Not that I know of.
If I have to be like, hold on, Grist.
We
just
were
stick-
supposed to babysit
stick
him.
to him. Hold on.
Okay.
So I want to
Good.
try to
Where's-
hail.
Have you heard anything from Jimothy?
I lost him. I'm sorry.
Okay.
It's too much going on out here. I'm going to try to reach Rika.
What about Victus?
Rika.
How's he doing? I haven't been able to look up at the TV.
I wish I knew. It sounds like it's
Look at
really
the damn
exciting.
TV!
You hear
It's
that,
right
like,
there!
"Yeah!" Like,
It's right
cheer.
there. You can look.
I'll look at the TV.
As
Is
you
he
pass
dead?
by, you see Victus seems to have a lightsaber,
Is
and
he
he's
dead?
in a battle with this other figure.
Fine.
He's fine? Okay, good. All right.
We're all fine here. How are you?
Look, he's standing. That's all that matters. As you see, like the tree crash against the back of this guy, but nothing happens.
Okay,
Assuming
anyway,
it's the
no.
Claudite, it just went around the corner.
Hold on. Just hang tight.
I am.
Rika, come in. Rika, are you there?
It takes a second. No, wait. What is it? I think I found one of the suspects. How are you doing? What is going on? Has Victus killed the Ikitochi yet?
He's working on it, but we think we found the Claudite. Where are you? What's your situation?
I am in quarter 36C X 112. I'm passing by a large group of individuals. Jimothy, you see Neum, like, running past, like, to catch up with that group of securities. He's, like, leaning against quarters, seeing them go. Neum normally has his 2 blasters, but in this one you see he has a large scatter gun slug thrower. He has essentially a shotgun. As he's like...
This is our hardest mission ever. Keep this guy alive.
As he's like running off to go chase that group of
chases random thugs with shotguns.
Right.
Things are about to get extremely
Dicey.
collateral.
Did he say that, or are you?
He said that.
Oh, he said that?
Yeah, over the radio. He's
Rika,
like,
stand down. We almost got the shape changer. This may be our only chance to get her.
understood. I think I have found the weak way.
Well, hang tight. We'll regroup in just a moment. Give us 5 minutes.
Understood. As he like clicks off his comm, you see he still keeps following the group.
Oh.
He's not.
Yeah,
He's
Jimothy,
not
everybody
engaging,
can hear
though?
that. If
He's
they're
not
listening.
engaging. Like you see them go, and he still like.
Okay,
runs
well,
up behind.
I have my little Jawa paw on a stun grenade with his name on it, and I'm gonna follow him and make sure he doesn't do something dumb.
Grist, what are you doing? Locke's been doing this. He's kind of following. He kind of like got stuck watching the TV.
Yeah,
he's playing
I'm
like
yeah.
he's playing
I'm in
teams.
Vegas.
Teams.
I'm in.
So I'm sliding down the hallways after this thing, you know, and I'm doing the same idea as what Jimothy did. I'm going to an edge and holding back.
Yeah. As you follow the draw a little bit more, you go through quarters. You start to get separated from Locke. You're staying on this draw, who seems to be like limping. After you turn a corner, you no longer see the draw. There's people walking between areas. Give me a quick perception check.
Now, I don't, Barry does not know, but does Grist know anything about a Claudite?
You
Perception against what, by the way?
Perception against 2 purple, 1 red.
Okay. Net 0.
Okay. Essentially, it takes you a while. I will say this. As you see, you're kind of in like what looks like the hotel room corridors. You don't see a draw. You see some people coming down from their like the turbo lifts and making their way to the main arena.
So again, my question is this. What do I know about Claudites if I do? I mean,
You
are they
do.
like, boo, whoop, and they're another thing, and like, boo, whoop, and they're another thing?
They are
So
incredibly
something-
quick.
So it could have turned the corner, changed, and
The biggest thing would have been outfit. What gave it away, and well, I'll give you this one, is they can't change clothes. They change the physical appearance. So whatever they were wearing is wearing. What
Okay.
you do see is a person, a green Mirlin, like kind of adjusting their shirt, but you notice that they have like a belt/bandolier that looks strangely familiar to one that was on a draw just seconds ago.
okay. Lock, he's changed. Or she, I don't know. Are Claudites, are they theys?
Did you see him
what
do
are
it?
they? No, but it's wearing the same thing. Trust me, hang on.
Ooh, excellent. You do smell this strong smell coming in that same 4 sense. This thing's telling you something
I'm
about
pretty sure
that,
it's
that
the same
male
one.
Merlin is
I don't know where it's headed. Do you want me to take it out?
You can't start a firefight right now, Grist. There's too much going on. There's too many variables. We need to regroup here. I'm trying to catch up to you.
Does the Claudite, or does what I think is the Claudite, seem to be heading back like my way, going back into the...
No, you actually see them as they kind of were dealing with rooms. As people are walking out, like a server walks by, they actually catch the server's door and heads in.
Damn it, he's going in. Locke, you gotta follow me. I'm heading in a door. And I'm gonna...
What door?
It's
You're at server exit B.
It's the server exit B. It's
right.
2 lefts, a right. I think it's another right.
So like, I
Pretty
want to kind of use like some of my bounty hunter like tracking, skill to like to see if anybody's serving this room or where they might be coming and going, what their routes are, to see if I can try to get a bead on where a server entrance might be.
Okay.
Like in other words, if the servers have a plate full of stuff, I want to pay attention to those. If their plate is empty, then I also want to pay attention to those. But if they have about a mil amount of stuff, then I don't care because they're probably not going to or from the door.
Okay. What would we think? I'm caught between streetwise or vigilance. I can say vigilance because you're trying to keep...
I'm not really asking anybody or canvassing anything, so I'm just kind of like looking around and trying to remain...
Vigilance is more passive.
And that's kind of what it is you're actively looking, but you're also taking in other
Right, I'm not
information.
asking servers, hey, where's service entrance B?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I would say, I'd say vigilance if that's it. If not, I could see a streetwise. I could see survival.
Vigilance works well for me.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take a vigilance. This will be a difficulty because you're just trying to see not this individual person. You're trying to notice trends.
Right. Patterns.
This would be a 2 difficulty with the blue because you have a history of dealing with this.
Crit!
And you have,
Yes! And 2 successes and an advantage and a crit.
ooh, man.
Yeah!
So, one thing you notice, and especially things working with syndicates and nefarious underworlds, they are nothing if not ostentatious. Especially this one.
Yeah.
So there are multiple entrances. You know a server entrance is probably, just like there's fire exits, have probably been replaced with server entrances. The main areas will allow people to escape through the main lobbies and like all that, while the syndicates have their own private rooms, private like skiffs and things to already get out on their own secret ways. So the mass of people, what you can see is you're like, hey, there's probably a server entrance, if not around this corner, in 2 corners.
Cool. So I'm gonna do my best to catch up with Grist.
You jog after him, run after him.
I don't want to attract a lot of attention, but at the same time, I want to move. I want to walk as briskly as possible without
Move quickly. I gotcha.
setting anybody on edge that I'm doing anything nefarious or worth observing further.
Understandable. Grist, what is your stealth skills?
My stealth is 2 yellow, 1 green, and then depending on situations, 2 blues.
Okay, 2 yellow, 1 green. I want to see if this person knows they're being followed. Let's see if they can do this. So, as you enter into that corridor, the server's corridor, you kind of run after. You're trying to find this Marilyn. You're not finding them. And then after a second, who are you following, little one?
Who, me?
As you turn around, you see this light blue Nautilin woman in this kind of like white unbuttoned shirt, these
that's
like
her.
darkened pants. You can see there seems to be like a bandolier strapped against her chest and against her her waist.
Whoa, not you, but hello.
As you kind of like look at her and like turn around, you see like a look of confusion from her black eyes as she was standing confidently. Now she's kind of, where do I know you from, you little thing?
Me? Oh, I get around, you know.
Yeah.
I work the casinos, do a little real estate on the side. I've been known to.
Give me Grist, as there's something, a strange feeling. It's something to your own history. I would say give me a cool check. Give me a cool check with 3 difficulty, but you get to add a blue. As something about this seems strangely familiar between you guys.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, 1 success, 2 threat.
As you're kind of sitting there both looking at her, she's like, you seem... And at the split second, your memories from being on this planet, the smell, and then you see from her bandolier this strange little device as one of the pockets is open. Pointing out from it seems to be some type of like data spike, but it looks different, and your sense, your force innate ability kicks off from it, kicks off from this woman standing in front of you, and at the exact same time as it zooms out, you're both sitting there. I remember you. You're the ones who tripped. You're that little thing that tripped us up 5 years ago on our other heist mission. You little rat.
Probably not me. I'm
As you
going to grab the data
yeah.
spike and run.
Yep. Ooh, excellent. Give me... Oh, that's a lot. That's cool. Okay, dig it. Give me a brawl check.
Is the data
Brawl?
spike like a USB?
It's, you know, in the... If you've ever seen androids, those big, like, sticks that they put in...
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's pretty much a way to cheat the machine.
Got it.
Brawl?
You're going to give me a brawl check
Okay.
against... 1 purple, 1 red. They're not a good brawler.
Okay. Can I flip a white? And what I'm going to ask is, what I'm thinking is that she was resetting the clothing, and I'm going to look at this is going to. I mean, she didn't get everything completely set, so as I grab it and kind of pull it to the side, maybe it's a little harder for her to grab me or actually contest me.
Okay,
Is that a legitimate use of a
yeah,
white?
I could see that
So
is because
flip-
you're setting the story with us, and yeah,
Yep.
she was rushed because she knew she was being followed.
Yep. So maybe she had a button off and it doesn't put her in the right spot, so she maybe doesn't defend as well.
Yeah.
Or
so
when
you're
it gets
asking.
running,
So
she
I
doesn't
would say
run well.
another blue is she's kind of disorganized between one, trying to dress herself, and then two, caught by surprise of remembering who you are.
Ah, that sucks. One advantage.
Okay. Essentially, you kind of grab it, like hold for a second, but you do get it,
Yep.
and you like turn.
And I run.
Yeah.
Like, probably not me. And go.
As she like kind of like stops.
I've got it.
On like stop. She's like, thief. While all that's going on, Jimothy, you are following our wonderful little Weegway and who's being followed by our wonderful little Solstian. What are you up to?
I'm trying to catch up to Nyam Nyam.
Nyamrika.
Yum, yum.
Nyam nyam.
Nyam, nyam.
Nyam nyam. Alright, yeah, you can quickly catch up to him as he's trying to stealthily hide.
Is he any good at stealthing?
Uh,
or is he Jimothy level of
No,
stealth?
he's legitimately decent.
Oh, okay.
He's, you've seen him and you're behind him, so he's doing a great job of hiding from the group in front of you, but because you've already spotted him, you're like, yeah, man, like, I know you're here.
Yeah.
And so you can kind of get up behind him if you need to.
Okay, sure. Yeah, I'll tag along. Make sure he doesn't engage with the group of 8 people. There's a lot. There's more than 2 people, and a couple grenades can handle. I'm sure.
I mean, I want to unload my riot blaster on 8 people too, but it's just not practical. It's just not strategic.
It's just not smart, but if there were grenades,
Yeah.
this could solve a lot of problems,
He
guys.
doesn't know he doesn't know Jimothy's there.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're just gonna follow him?
Yeah. I mean, I want him to know that I'm there because I
Okay.
did call out to him,
Yeah.
or not call out,
Yeah.
but I'm.
As you kind of get near him and talk to him, he'll be like, "No way!" As he turns to you, like, "What are you doing here, small one? Are you here to assist me in apprehending the Weegway?"
We cannot apprehend the Weegway with just the 2 of us.
We absolutely can. Do you see how we're in a tight, closed area? You have stun grenades and weapons. We can absolutely take this. The advantage is ours. Strike why we say in our species. Strike why the underwater flare torch is burning.
How did he survive this long?
I don't know.
Inspector Clouseau.
The force works in mysterious ways, doesn't it?
We need to wait for Locke and Grist.
But they could make it to the vault, and then it would be hard for us to sneak in. He could get away. Their plan is in motion.
If it's a vault, it's gonna have one way in. Meaning they have one way out. They have to go through us to leave.
Yeah, we're also under the impression that they need to cut the power before they make it in the vault,
Yeah.
but we don't know that that's the plan. We just think that's the plan.
Well, we know someone has a device that cuts the power, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
As this is kind of happening, he sits there like he can seem to like kind of like, okay, like I get what you're saying. He's like, but could we, and hear me out, roll a grenade while they go down the turbo lift, surprising them all?
Let's put a pin in that. And I'm not opposed. But
All
let's wait for our comrades.
Yeah. Yeah, as they are kind of moving up to this elevator doors, you see them like you guys are talking. You've been kind of like, let's go follow. I'll talk and talk. You see that you're back near the kitchen. You've kind of like did this long circle. You're near this. This is a very nondescript hallway. The only thing that kind of like really gives it away is the fact that it's so unadorned. And one of the security comes up and kind of like pushes their hand against the wall. You see like a light panel lights up. He enters a quick like code and then scans, and the door begins to open. And behind that, you can see a ray shield going, that red energy shield, as the power powers down.
That's why they need. Yeah, that's why they need the power outage.
It wasn't for
to
the
get in
whole
there.
place.
Yeah.
Just that part.
Yeah.
Okay.
As that goes on, Victus back in the arena,
Yes.
the tree crushed against them.
Best
Yeah.
part.
So
can
I
do
did.
it, Victus.
I did. We won't change the results because it was my bad. I did look it up earlier.
Yeah.
Per the move power, if you make a ranged attack with a force power, you do use your discipline skill.
Oh, okay.
So I would have had one more green die, and I did roll it, and I got 2 successes. So it would have been, but that was my own failure, right? I should know my own abilities, so I'm not gonna make an argument to change the effect. So we'll just get right back into it.
It's good to know. I very much appreciate it. Thank
Yep.
you for moving on. As
That
that
player is a failure, not your character.
Correct.
as the tree crushes, it seems to almost reset Wrath as he's like, I am impressed with your abilities. I offer again, join me with darkness and growth and the ability to protect not only yourself, but your interest. As he does that, he actually seems to turn from you, and he's looking at the Ikitochi, who's still like...
I can't believe you choked that guy's whole time.
As he's straight, yeah, he's like
Like, I don't
his
even
face
need my
went
full
from,
strength to do it.
yeah, he's been force choking this other individual while you've been in combat. I came here for a purpose. I shall not be distracted any longer.
Not a job interview you want to get the job offer.
As the Ikitochi's like,
So am I free?
you are free.
Okay. Is he done or should?
Yep,
Okay.
you're done.
Is he done?
Well, I didn't want to interrupt.
You can't interrupt these monologues.
Right, exactly. It's a Star Wars rule.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Everything else pauses for a moment.
Yeah, the timer stops.
Right, it's an in-game mechanic.
Yeah.
I am initiating monologue.
All right, guys. As long as I talk, the timer doesn't explode. We can run the entire stuff like Star Destroyer.
Right.
We'll make it out fine in a 5-minute timer.
No, so he explains, or he makes a statement about come with me and things like that. So what Victor's going to do, I've heard your lies before. I will not be tricked again. Now go back to the dark pit in which you crawled out of and get out of here. As I don't want to fight the guy, so I'm trying to get him to just leave because I know that on a one-on-one fight I'll probably lose, but I also don't want to take him up on his offer.
Gotcha. As you say that, he doesn't seem to be listening. He seems to be looking more at this Ikitochi, who's still kneeling and choking.
All right.
He moves up to him.
Okay, I'm going to... sorry.
No, go ahead.
I want to sprint up behind him and hit him in the back with the lightsaber then.
Alright.
I said, get out of here!
As you roll to hit, I will tell you this. I'm gonna flip another destiny. Point.
Ah!
He is activating.
Did someone
his-
else flip?
I did.
Yeah, Barry
Oh,
did.
Okay.
He activates his parry as you kind of like come. How are you slashing down at him, or cutting at him, or start piercing him?
So I dropped my vibro spear where I was earlier, and I two-hand the sword now,
Yes.
and I come down with both hands, and I swing in a diagonal thing, over to his. If he's facing away from me, it is to his right shoulder to his left hip, like a slash across the back is the
yeah.
intent.
Okay. As that happens, I flip my dark side point.
Yep.
He is activating his supreme version of parry.
Oh God, super parry.
And what happens? What this looks like is you slash down. It's almost imperceptible, but your skill and training and your innate fighter's ability. He begins to turn as you're coming around. He's turning to his left. His left hand grabs your two wrists. He grabs one of your wrists, pulls you forward as your blade cuts against the Ikitoshi, striking him down.
No!
Striking him down. His mask is next to your face as he seems to be like almost guiding you into this attack. You feel the force kick up as he is pulling your vibro spear to his hand. As he like kind of like surrounding himself around you, like almost in this hug. And you hear him, you no longer have to be weak. Because we are one now. Joined in blood, joined in pain, joined in the force. And as he does, he activates your vibroblade and begins to cut his own hilt from your hand, causing the blade to spark, and then he pushes off of you away. You know this from seeing the Inquisitors. Lightsabers can explode if they are...
Oh, he damaged the hilt I'm holding.
Yes, he has damaged his saber to stop you from getting it.
Oh my God. Oh. And he's holding my vibro spear now.
He's holding your vibro spear and his saber, and he damaged yours. It's beginning to kick off. It has a timer going. The Ikitochi has burned sundered.
Right.
You are split in half.
So like this is all very emotional.
Yeah.
I'm in a compromised state.
The crowd really got their money's
Right.
worth tonight.
The crowd's like, you can't even. It's just a consistent
Yeah.
like.
I just want to say, whatever happens, the crowd's going to go home happy.
So Victus is gonna like yell at him and scream like, "It's a lie! It's all a lie! There is no power! There is no strength! It's all facade! It's all fake, and I throw it like half-heartedly at him, mostly just to get away, just in frustration, and so I'll throw it away.
As it drops against him, it hits against his chest, drops.
Yeah.
He actually steps on it, like crushing it, leaving this broken piece. All you see is that sparking bit. You see the crystal, that red crystal. As he looks at it, looks down at his foot. You've earned your life today by taking another's. Now take my past and see if you can better it. As you can feel the power of like the broken hilt be pushed against the ground towards you, like spinning. It presses against your foot, the crystal exposed. You feel and see that dark red crystal sit before you, a shattered hilt.
Little devil on my shoulder over there. Take the power.
Would you like to tell me what you want to feel about this crystal? There's an exposed crystal towards you. Right?
Yeah. I mean, I don't. Even though I don't have sense, I probably just innately through the force can detect something so powerful as this.
I would say, what you're feeling. Victus's history, from his servitude to his promotion, to his opportunities that were stolen, to what he has experienced with this new group of individuals, to his realization with Graz, Akrut, that the world is more than just light and dark, but it is an ever-shifting gray sea. That something about this crystal and something about Wrath seems familiar in more ways than one. In this crystal, you feel it just like you feel yourself. You feel turmoil within it. The crystal was never meant to be this. It's crying out to you in anger and in anguish and pain, just like you remember Graz, just like you remember yourself before Frozen and Carbonite. You needed a savior, but no one came. And now you've been given the opportunity to save maybe yourself, or maybe this crystal.
Mm-hmm.
Can a person overcome their darker evil to achieve good? These are the thoughts that would probably push through your mind.
You know what, David? I wasn't prepared for this tonight. I'm trying to tell you right now. This is a lot of shit on my shoulders. Oh, boy. This is intense. All right. So he pushes the now damaged lightsaber to my feet.
Yep.
Is he turning? Does he walk away?
He's walking away. He kicked it towards you and he left. As he leaves...
No, as he's walking away, I want to yell at him. Right?
Oh, beautiful.
Your idea of power, and I'm yelling this in like a really like I think for the first time Victus actually has tears in his eyes. You know, your idea of power isn't true. It's always been wrong. Always. It has to be. And I like fall to my knees.
Yeah. As he just seems unperturbed, you see him slowly look over his shoulder. Then we shall meet again, Chosen. And let's see if you are made by darkness. As he walks away, you see him kind of like jump off this little edge. You hear that like sound as you're left alone. Oh, why that's going on. Grist, you are running.
Yep. Yep.
You bump into Locke.
Oh, good.
There you are.
We gotta go. She's following. Unless we're taking her out.
Just keep running.
All right.
Find a place. Find a.
Did you
secluded
find
spot.
Ian?
I got him. We'll talk later. Just go run.
All right,
Find
I've
an
got-
alleyway. Find a spot somewhere. We can take her out.
I'm gonna
quietly.
go hide.
Ooh, beautiful. Okay. Give me how are you gonna go hide? What
Well,
is
the
it-
idea is I'm going to try and find a room or a closet, something that I can step into or step under and just hide at this point. And I'm going to turn my speaker on my earpiece way down.
Okay. Give me a stealth. I'm gonna give you 2 blue. There are many doors that you could just enter and probably be decent.
Okay.
The other reason you're gonna need a blue, 1 for an easy place to hide, 2, unbeknownst to you, she is currently injured and cannot run faster than you. She can walk well, She can hide well. She just can't sprint.
Okay. And what am I rolling
Could
against?
she be injured indeed? You were rolling against.
I actually knew that she was injured. I could smell it and I could see her limping.
Yep.
I just didn't tell you that.
3
That
difficulties.
was just her sexy walk.
Nope,
Nope.
I didn't tell you that, but I knew that.
Maybe if there was something that happened, things could
Maybe something happened.
Wow.
to
So
injure her.
2 failures and 3 advantage.
Oh man.
I'm not sure what to do with that.
2 failures.
3 advantage. I
advantage.
just think I'm going to use
You know
3
what?
advantage to heal the strain, I guess.
What I imagine this would look like,
Just like
and
opening
just
door
because
after
it would
door
be,
and
Right.
yeah, as you're just like claiming door, and you just kind of like open, and you're like, "Fuck, get in here!" You pull-
Making all
Maybe
these
here, maybe here. What are you doing in here?
and you pull him in.
So
Yeah.
no, well, my goal, at least Lot's goal, was, to hopefully get her to chase Grist and then get out of the crowd and lure her out of the crowd. So I didn't want to necessarily hide with Grist. What I wanted
Right.
him to do,
He
was
told
I
me to
wanted-
go hide.
I
Okay,
wanted
gotcha.
him to chase her away. I mean,
Gotcha.
him to lure her away, and then me to follow her. That was my
Okay.
Yeah.
So then, how I think this would look, Grist is like slamming on doors.
Maybe while he's failing, she runs into me at the servants' entrance, and I distract her for a brief moment, like, "Oh, well, hello there."
How can every single room be locked?
I'm gonna flip a dark side.
God dang it! I keep forgetting to do that.
And what happens is Grist is like opening doors, like no, like DD like pounding them because they're the sliding like as he like finally gets into one. Unbeknownst, we'll pause there for his. She rounds the corner, being like thief. She looks like this Nautilin server. You can tell her legs are bandaged, as though she sustained some type of like injury around both her legs. She bumps into you. Oh, sorry about a bounty hunter. There's a small little rodent running around stealing things. And then
What did he steal? Which way did he go?
person somewhere down this hallway is a little blue little devil dressed in black. He's caused me nothing but trouble. Security, come! And as the door you entered, the door closes, you kind of are like, oh yeah. As you kind of look around, the smell of death sticks, the smell of like alcohol is in the room. As you look, there's security guards on their lunch break, kind of like smoking and eating at a table. As like their helmets are off, they're kind of just like, and that's where we'll end. As they.
Thank you for joining us on another NCRP Productions podcast. We couldn't do this without you, so please like and subscribe everywhere we're found, including YouTube, Facebook, Anchor, Google, Apple, Spotify, and other great podcast sites. If you'd like to help us continue making more content, we'd love to have your support on our Patreon. And if you have any feedback for us, please feel free to comment on our podcasts or email us directly at ncrpproductions@gmail.com. And we'd like to give a special shout out to our current patrons, our Siegson Employees of the Month, FS, Michael H, Michael P, and our Breaker of Seals, the Jones, Frank H, Christopher C, Matthew K, and the Lab. Trademarked. Thank you all. We truly, truly appreciate it.